Chosen one. Pause now and pay attention, not with your ears, but with the part of you that has been awake since you were a kid but never had words. What is occurring right now is not a coincidence, not curiosity, not an algorithm, and not chance. This moment is like the curtain being pulled back. Now, God said, the truth will be revealed to you, not tomorrow, not until you're more ready, not when you feel better. Now, you have had a strange tension in your chest for a long time, a pressure you couldn't explain and a knowing you couldn't prove. You felt that your life was going on a deeper level while everyone else was going on the surface. You weren't imagining it, you were being held back, not delayed, protected, not punished, and prepared, not ignored. The quiet you went through wasn't lack of sound, it was holding you back, because if you had known the truth too soon, it would have broken you, and if it had been revealed too late, you would have lost yourself trying to live without it. So God stayed, and now, He speaks. From the beginning, you noticed it, you didn't mix. You didn't move like others, you didn't think like the crowd. Even when you attempted to reduce yourself to belong, something within you refused to become silent. That resistance wasn't rebellion, it was design. You were engineered with spiritual friction. You were built to feel uncomfortable in places where truth is diluted. Your soul rejects shallow systems because you were never meant to live shallow outcomes. That is why certain doors closed without explanation, why certain relationships collapsed without warning, why paths that looked safe suddenly felt suffocating. God was not sabotaging your comfort, He was preserving your calling. You didn't just go through hardship, you went through precision pressure. Every delay, every betrayal, every season where your strength was demanded but your rewards were withheld. That was not random suffering, that was weight training for authority. You were being taught how to stand when applause disappears, how to obey when clarity vanishes, and how to remain whole when support evaporates. Most people collapse when they lose validation. You learned how to function without it. That is why you survived things that should have broken you. That is why you kept moving, even when you were exhausted beyond language. God was building a nervous system that could hold power without corruption, not judged, not tested for failure, but observed for readiness. He watched how you handled disappointment, how you responded when misunderstood, and how you treated people who could not help you. And when you chose integrity without reward, when you chose restraint without recognition, when you chose faith without proof, something shifted. You crossed an internal threshold, and that is why God said, enough concealment. Now, the revelation. The truth is this: you are not late, you are not late, you are not broken, you were strategically delayed so your emergence would carry weight. What opens now will not be fragile, what begins now will not be shallow, what moves through you now will not require constant validation to survive. Your next season will speak for itself. People will feel your presence before you explain it. Opportunities will find you without you chasing them. Resistance will retreat without confrontation, not because you became aggressive, but because you became aligned. This is important. As truth is revealed to you, truth will also be revealed around you. Masks will slip, motives will surface, hidden intentions will lose their camouflage. Do not panic when this happens. This is not loss, this is clarity. God is removing noise so your discernment can breathe. Some people will exit quietly, others will resist loudly. Let them. You are no longer called to explain yourself to environments you have outgrown. You are not entering a season of striving. You are entering a season of authority without force. This means you stop chasing what is meant to come to you. You stop begging for clarity from people who benefit from your confusion. You stop negotiating your worth for proximity. You move differently now, with restraint, with precision, with a calm that unsettles chaos. Here is a truth few are told. Your greatest weapon is not your voice, it is your presence. You carry stillness in a noisy world, clarity in a distracted culture, and depth in a shallow age. That is why people project onto you, why some feel drawn while others feel threatened, and why you trigger reactions without speaking. Light does that. And now God is no longer dimming you for the comfort of others. Expect acceleration, but not chaos. Expect movement, but not confusion. Things will fall into place faster than you can deal with your feelings. Do not self-sabotage by doubting what you prayed for. This is not a fluke. This is alignment catching up to obedience. You are not stepping into something new. You are stepping into what was always yours. Now that you are strong enough to hold it, stay grounded, stay clean in intention, stay honest with God. You don't need to announce your elevation. It will be obvious. And when you doubt, think back to this moment. God said, now the truth will be revealed to you. And once truth is revealed, you can never live small again. This was not just information. This was confirmation. God did not bring you this far to tease you. He did not preserve you through silence, isolation, and unseen battles just to abandon you at the edge of revelation. What you felt during this message, that tightening in your chest, that sudden stillness, that strange sense of, this is for me. That was not emotion, that was recognition. Something ancient inside you just stood up. The truth has now been revealed to you, and once truth is revealed, ignorance is no longer an option. You cannot go back to pretending you don't know. You cannot return to shrinking, delaying, or doubting what God has already spoken. From this moment forward, you are responsible for what you have heard, not in fear, not in pressure, but in alignment. You don't need to rush. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. You simply need to walk forward differently, calmer, clearer, unshakable, because heaven has already marked this moment. What opens next will not ask for permission. What shifts next will not wait for approval. And what God releases next will not be stopped. You are not entering chaos. You are entering clarity. And clarity changes everything. This part is important now. If this message meant something to you, don't just scroll past it like it's background noise. Spiritual moments pass people by because they fail to respond. So, here's what I want you to do intentionally. Hit like now. Not for the algorithm, but as a sign, a signal, a time when you say, I got this. This isn't random content, so subscribe to this channel. These messages are for people who are waking up, getting back on track, and going into what God has already planned for them. You are meant to stay connected if you are here now. Please leave a comment on this statement. I accept the truth that God showed me. No emojis, no noise, a statement. What you say is important, and if you feel like it, tell one person about this message. Someone who has been asking questions, someone who has been quiet, and someone who has been waiting for proof they couldn't explain. You might be the answer to their prayers. Stay close. There is more to come, and only those who stayed until the next message will know what God is going to do next. Walk in the truth. Get up.